The drama is spilling everywhere, and it's one of those situations where you don't even know where to begin because the layers are so messy, tangled, and jaw-dropping that it feels like a soap opera unfolding right before our eyes. Mo, Slaughter, and Tank have officially set social media ablaze, with receipts, claims, and counterclaims flying around so fast that fans are left dizzy, entertained, and utterly confused. This isn't just some run-of-the-mill reality TV squabble, it's a scandal that drags up old hookups, betrayals, friendships, marriages, and unfiltered truths, or at least what both sides are swearing is the truth. Every time it feels like the storm is calming, another wave of tea comes crashing down even harder. It all kicked off when Tank appeared on Hollywood Unlocked and casually dropped a bomb about Moniece. According to him, she allegedly asked him and his friends to run a train on her, a comment that instantly sparked outrage. The insinuation alone was messy enough to set the internet on fire. And of course, it didn't take long before Moniece saw the clips and decided she wasn't going to let her name get dragged without clapping back. What Tank may not have expected, however, was just how ruthless Moniece can be when she feels attacked. Anyone who followed her journey on Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood knows she never shies away from confrontation, she thrives on it, and her comebacks usually leave her opponents reeling. Moniece wasted no time hopping online to share her side of the story, and let's just say she held nothing back. She claimed Tank wasn't telling the full story, and that the truth was far more complicated and far more scandalous. According to her, she and Tank actually had unprotected sex multiple times. Their connection, she insisted, wasn't some random one-night thing but a repeated, intimate situation. Then came the real bombshell. She claimed she even got pregnant by him, but decided not to keep the baby. That revelation had fans collectively gasping, because it didn't just expose an alleged past, it completely rewrote what people thought they knew about Moniece and Tank's history. For years, their interactions had seemed relatively tame in public, but Moniece painted a very different picture of what went down behind the scenes. The pregnancy claim alone shifted the drama from petty gossip to a life-altering confession, and fans immediately flooded timelines with questions. When did this happen? Was it before Tank's marriage? Was she telling the truth, or was this payback for his train comment? But Moniece wasn't done yet. After shaking the internet with that revelation, she doubled down, accusing Tank of shady behavior, claiming he was sliding into the DMs of women she knows while publicly portraying himself as a committed husband and family man. And then came the wildest claim of all. In a shocking twist, Moniece alleged that Tank's wife, Zena, got her revenge by sleeping with none other than rapper The Game. That one line sent social media into a frenzy. Not only did it drag The Game into a scandal he probably never expected, but it also painted Zena as more than just an innocent bystander. Instead, Moniece portrayed her as a woman who flipped the script in the boldest way possible. At this point, the drama became so tangled it practically needed a flowchart to keep track of who did what, when, and with whom. On one side, you have Tank tossing out the allegation that Moniece wanted a train, wild enough on its own. On the other, Moniece fired back with claims of repeated hookups, pregnancy, DMs, and even a revenge affair involving his wife. Each new revelation seemed to one-up the last, leaving fans to wonder who was telling the truth and who was spinning the narrative. Social media became a circus. On Twitter, some people sided with Moniece, saying she wouldn't risk exposing something so personal unless there was truth behind it. Others accused her of lashing out because Tank embarrassed her publicly. Instagram flooded with memes about how messy R&B and reality TV stars can be, while TikTok creators reenacted the alleged scenarios and gave their own hot takes. But the ripple effects stretched far beyond Moniece and Tank. Dragging Zena and The Game into the mix raised the stakes even higher, because both have reputations and brands that could take serious hits if the allegations gain traction. The Game has been tied to scandals before, but being named in this kind of mess had fans giving him side-eye. Zena, meanwhile, has largely kept a low profile, but being accused of stepping out on her marriage in such a public way could change that overnight. The psychology behind all this is wild. Tank's initial comment could have been brushed off as a messy joke or exaggeration for entertainment. But Moniece's response wasn't just a clapback, it was a scorched earth campaign. She didn't just deny his claim, she went nuclear, unleashing stories that could damage his personal and professional image. It's a perfect example of how fragile reputations can be in the entertainment world, where one offhand remark in an interview can spiral into a week-long headline cycle. Fans are now split into camps. Some argue Tank crossed a line by airing private business in such a degrading way, painting Moniece as desperate for attention. Others believe Moniece is exaggerating or even fabricating parts of the story to stay relevant and get revenge. The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle, but the reputational damage is already done. Moniece has always been labeled outspoken and fiery, sometimes unstable, but also brutally honest, even when it hurts. That dual reputation makes her hard to dismiss entirely. Fans may question her motives, but many believe there's at least some truth in her claims. Tank, on the other hand, has built his brand as a respected R&B artist, but whispers of past personal scandals make these accusations believable to some. At the end of the day, the Moniece versus Tank saga has gone far beyond gossip. It's a saga about love, betrayal, revenge, and the dangers of airing private business publicly. Tank's comment sparked a fire, and Moniece turned it into a wildfire. Now, the internet is glued to every update, waiting for one of them, or someone else involved, to drop receipts. Because right now it feels like this is just the beginning. And that's the wildest part: if this is only round one, the rounds to come could make this look like child's play. Moniece has proven she'll keep the drama going as long as necessary, while Tank has to decide whether to clap back again or retreat and hope it blows over. Either way, one thing's for sure: the internet will keep watching, refreshing timelines, and bracing for the next bomb to drop. Between Tank's shocking claims, Moniece's explosive clapbacks, and the jaw-dropping allegations about Zena and the game, this story has already secured its spot as one of the messiest scandals of the year. So the question is, who do you believe? Was Tank just being messy and starting something he couldn't finish? Or is Moniece simply turning up the heat to get back at him? And how will all this affect Tank's marriage moving forward? Whatever the truth is, one thing's certain: the drama isn't slowing down anytime soon.